kicking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico, expose these clowns.
Hello. There we go. What's good, y'all? Apologize for the technical difficulty. Not sure what's going on with the mic, but let me know if I'm too loud. What the sound is. Rick, Jason, Keita, Tony, appreciate y'all. We're gonna get started with the Rep Your City, the first part. Yeah, my bad, Tony. Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Gonna get started with the Rep Your City for the first 5 minutes. 5 minutes, there we go. Let's see what that looks like. Alright, cool. It has started. Appreciate you, Patrick. Let me know where you're checking in from as we start to invite people in. Darren, what's going on, young blood? I hope you're ready. I hope you got your notebook and pen ready to take down some notes. The youth shall lead the way. You're one of our young leaders. And of course, like I tell everybody else, do your own research. Make sure what I'm saying is factual, and I'm backing up what I say, or you can back up what I say with stuff that you find in your research. I want thinkers. Associate with thinkers. Don't just blindly follow anyone. But let everybody know where you're checking in from. On the replay, when they see it, they'll see Darren checked in from He said Tony's checking in from Henderson. Okay. Henderson, North Carolina in the building. Appreciate you. Tony the Storm. Let's try to get some more people in here. Yeah, it has. Some life struggles, but nothing you can't handle, kind of thing. Appreciate you, Tyrone, for checking in. Let me know where you're from. Sonoya in the building, just one city over. I stopped through there. Got a ticket in there one time. Wasn't cool over there on 16. Little speed trap. But Sonoya's in the building. Or Sonoya. Sonoy. Lysandra, welcome. Hopefully you got your pen and pad ready as well. I know you had some questions on what I was referring to as far as the topic is concerned tonight, and I hope I'll be able to clear that up tonight as well for you. Franklin, welcome. We're in the Rep Your City portion of the show, so let them know where you're checking in from. Beth, Cutie Pie, welcome. Represent your city. Let them know where you're from. Let them know where you're checking in. Where's your brother at, Darren? I haven't really seen him on here. Hampton, that's right. Hampton, Georgia's in the building. Lasagna's ATL all day, every day. Okay. Um. Oh, okay, got you. You work the evening shift. Yeah, making that big money. I'm not mad at him. Freddy, love the name. Welcome. Rep your city. We got about 7 seconds to rep your city. Oh, actually, I'm looking at the wrong thing, so it's already done. But yeah, you get the last minutes in while I change the background and get to the topic that Tony has been asking about. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, it's gonna, you're putting in the work that's gonna pay dividends for all the hard work you have done. Um, well, the topic tonight. By you go grab a milkshake. From where? Where are you getting your milkshake from? The origins of chivalry. Do you know where the origins of chivalry, what the source is? Where did it come from? How did it originate? And who was the genius that came up with it? Okay, Brucers, gotcha. I haven't messed with ice cream in a long time. I get tired of it bothering my stomach, so I quit. Who knows? One of these days I might give it a shot again. Luxurious is in the building. Rep your city while you're here. Kafancha, welcome. He said, isn't chivalry how you train an animal? I don't know about that one. Walter, welcome. That's the first I heard of that, but if you got some facts to back that up. I've heard of solutions, but usually they don't work. Because even that stuff like what is it, lactate and all this stuff is supposed to help with the fact that pretty much we shouldn't be drinking milk like that. Why am I fighting natural? We're not supposed to. Why, if we're not supposed to eat it, why are we creating stuff so that we can't eat it? But that's me getting older, not really having patience for all that kind of stuff. Chivalry was how you reigned your animal or woman from way back when. Okay, I would say maybe you're half right on that one, Tony. I don't know about that animal thing, but I wouldn't put it past some people viewing women as animals. And that has a possibility. Um, Appreciate that, Freddie. You said, yeah, the word chivalry originated from how you train an animal to follow as you being the master. Okay, I mean you said it a couple times now. You got it from somewhere. I'm gonna have to fact check you on that, but appreciate your input on that. Um, Definitely have to put a note in that. Actually, hold on. I don't know if y'all can see. I got my polo, my Freddy Chico polo. It's available at the store, and I'm glad I said that because I need to go ahead and pin the website. Because I know there's some people who have yet to get to the website. Appreciate your support. And before I even go any further, I'd like to give a shout out to those who actually support me, starting from the beginning or starting in order of the times or first place, second place. I don't want to say first place, second place, but first order, second order kind of thing. D. Small, Sonny, Walter, Stroud, my parents, Jose, David, Aishon, Lizandra, and my sister, Shani. Appreciate y'all because these people not only say they support, but they actually show support. And love y'all for it. Appreciate the support. And I definitely hope that when y'all, the last couple people who have just ordered, appreciate the gift that I put inside each purchase as a token of appreciation for supporting your boy. Cornell, welcome. Larry, welcome. Monk, welcome. I see y'all. Appreciate y'all. He says chivalry is anti-teamwork. The reason the divorce rate is so high, not many can keep it up, especially if they have an insufferable partner. That sucks. I actually saw something online where it was talking about the 5 rules of chivalry, and all it was do something for a female. Help her in and out of a car, insist on paying for every date, get her flowers and chocolates, let the lady have her say, take her out for a fancy dinner to win her over. How does that have anything to do with the original, source of chivalry? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, because a lot of people have lived under this false pretense that chivalry is intended to benefit the female, or it was intended for a female's benefit. That they were supposed to be designed to hold the woman in the highest of esteems. And they don't question it. They don't challenge it. They just say, hey, that's how I was raised. I'm just old fashioned. You got to know how to treat your woman, because chivalry is not dead with me. Do you actually know what chivalry is? 90% of y'all don't. Because you wouldn't say that if you actually knew what chivalry was. But I'm going to let y'all, say what you have to say. If there's anybody that believes differently, this is your opportunity. So yeah, I took French most of my childhood, and the actual word, it means train a horse as their master. Just like the Bible, they took that elsewhere to be covered up as a respectable word so women would follow. Why are we so quick to adopt Eurocentral concepts and traditions? I have no answer for that one, Monk. Have no answer for that. Because, again, this, off topic as far as the Christian foundation of it. But when I start, because matter of fact, I think that's going to be my next series on the on Mondays, is can you be racist and a Christian? Because a lot of times people will sit there and say, oh, I'm not racist. Okay, let me put a black Jesus up. Hey. It doesn't matter what color Jesus is. But y'all had white Jesus up for centuries. Y'all ain't no problem with him being white. But now you got an issue with me saying he's black? What's going on? Appreciate you, damn ready to learn. Get that pen and paper and ask as many questions as you like. And like I said, also, do your own research. Anybody that says something on here, fact check it. What's going on, Jose? Appreciate you coming in. That you don't just take people at the word, but do your own research. Show yourself approved. That's scripture. That when it comes to the origins of chivalry, it was intended to be a code of honor for knights, with the respects of you help the weak, not the female, the weak. What's going on, DL? Hey, I gotta talk to you offline. I got a bone to pick with some people. We're gonna have an interesting conversation come this Saturday, but appreciate you in the room. So that somehow turned from something that knights do. That's something every man is supposed to do for a woman. Because if not, he's not chivalrous. Chilling, DL. Chilling. Like I said, I look forward to Saturday. I will not be long because I do have some other things I got to get going on. I got to get some wind therapy in around the same time. So I might be able to give them about an hour before I have to roll out. Okay, and see, we got Monk in here with these big words. I'm gonna have to Google, but he's like, it's the unwritten doctrine within hypergamy. I think I said that right. I'm not sure. Hypergamy. That is you know, and I appreciate him because he will definitely challenge me. And that's what we need. And that's what I need. I don't need people that do the opposite. Where you're around them and like, dang, I just feel like I'm dumber when I have conversations with you. We don't want that. But I will figure out what this hypergamy is. Hypergamy. The action of marrying a person of a superior class. Okay, let me see how that is applied. Okay, I see you. AKA Smiley is in the building. Rick, what's good? Hey, big man. Appreciate you in here. We're gonna talk about the origins of chivalry. I know on your podcast that you do where you ask questions, we have people ask you questions about relationships. Ask the Gunter Man, I believe is the what you call it. Let them know, let my people know that, hey, you're on Instagram and you do that, I think, on Tuesday or Thursday, I believe. But yeah, let them know the details of that. It said men turned chivalry into a trophy hunt over the last couple of centuries. It comes from men trying to one up each other. Definitely, I believe that's where, and that's where I just want people to think. It's like you don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. What's going on, Bruce? Long time no see. In a time where women were not allowed to speak, if they were to say something, the men would be horrified and disrespected. Someone thinks that even though they were saying that or feeling that way, they were doing these things because they thought highly of these women. Because I mean, there's always the stories about the men just conking the woman on the head and knocking her out and saying, "You're mine." That type of mentality. That they had that same mentality, but at the same time they were, holding them in such a high esteem. Versus what just Walter said, it was like they were pretty much a trophy, seen, not heard. Put on the stuff to make you look unnatural to show off in front of another guy. It wasn't because they actually liked the girl. And granted, I'm probably sounding like Tyler Perry in reverse a little bit here. Or, for the old ages or whatever, dogging men, but you can't deny that. Unless you have something that disproves it, that's, I never run from the truth. The only reason chivalry was ever even used was because women had no rights. We paid for everything because they couldn't. Women now only want chivalry because they feel it's a must, but it was only a must while they weren't politically considered equal. So now equality pushes chivalry away. That's the word and its meaning. It's new territory, so chivalry isn't actually justifiable thing to do to equality, which was asked for consequences you can't choose. Exactly. And so that's the other part of it. It was going to be the second part, is that now that's not the case and they don't have to depend on the man for sustenance where it comes to shelter and all that good stuff. They still want those benefits. They don't want to be dogged out like they were back in the day, but they want to be treated as if they're being dogged out. He said men aren't allowed to practice hypergamy. We were never cavemen people once again. It's all based on Eurocentric constructs. Yeah. Appreciate you, Lynette. Welcome. All right, let me read this here with Rick Gunter's got an IG Live soapbox. I know it was something, cannot remember. Sorry about that. Soapbox, stand up and speak. Life is all about relationships, question and answer. Thursday night. So tomorrow night, 7:30. Check out my boy on IG, Rick the Gunter Man. Gunter. He definitely has a passion for relationships. And I definitely support my peoples. Afrocentric culture is more Boy, I'm telling you, you had to phonetically spell some of these joints. Egalitarian or reasonable, equal in terms of power. Okay. Um, Look at men with concubines, then become a sign of wealth, man-made. Um, so when you say equal in terms of power, um, so of course that would not mean like a patriarch versus matriarch type situation. And I forgot to pin my comment. It's probably gone. Yep, I gotta do it again. Thought I put it up here. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. So, Lasandra, do you understand what I was talking about as far as the origins of chivalry? We're not just saying, hey, hate on women or whatever that might have, you know, um, spoke to you on, but it's a you can't get the best of both worlds and say, look, treat me like a weak, impotent, but then at the same time want somebody to respect you, you know, um, and know exactly what you need in a relationship, you know, because there's a whole lot of single people talking about what you should do in a relationship. You the last one that need to be telling anybody that. I'm just saying. Um, when typically, and I have to, clear this up. I haven't vetted Rick on his relationship concepts, but um, until I hear something, I'm going to support my brother in what he's doing with relationships. But if there's something I hear, I'll be the first. He'll be the first one to hear it from me. They're like, no, no, no. But I also expect that in return. If there's something I say that he don't agree with, hey, hit me up. I am not above correction. Not to say it's going to be automatic. If I don't agree with you, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. And likewise, if you don't agree with me, we'll have to agree to disagree, and we can keep it pushing. You know, um, you can be disagreeable, or you can disagree without being disagreeable and without being disrespectful. Um, Treat me weak when I don't want to be strong, and let me be strong until I get tired of being strong. Then you, as the man, can take over all I messed up, but don't be mad about it, even though we're equal. Okay? Yeah, because I know there's plenty of females that are like, I don't want to submit, because it makes me look weak, or I don't want to say the man is ahead because um, it's disrespectful to the women. But at the same time, they don't want that same accountability for making these foolish decisions. And I'm not saying all women make foolish decisions, because there's so many things, regardless of gender, you're going to have strengths and weaknesses. Um, my wife has strengths that are my weaknesses, and so in those situations, she takes lead. As a leader, I am still the head, but as a leader, you should be humble enough to know where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like sitting Jordan on the bench because you in your feelings. No, put your best players on the court. You know what I mean? Common sense, but sometimes that is not that common. All right, looks like we're at the midway point, so you know what time it is. Let me put it down here.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico, expose these clowns.
I will. Absolutely. Hey, stand behind it. He said we only know what we know, and what we know isn't everything that there is to know. So there has to be room to grow, exactly, and change opinions when new truth is brought to the light. Right. There's so many things that we find out later. We're like, oh, that's not even close to being accurate, but we didn't know at that time. Like how many people smoke cigarettes like it was the manly thing to do, and now we know it causes lung cancer. Like, they weren't telling them that back in the day. They're like, oh no, you got to be a Marlboro man. Come on now. As an example, Africans didn't practice a chattel or property-based form of chastity. White mistresses envied African women's ability to essentially see what's worked for them sexually. White women have always been viewed as property by their men, which is why chivalry was needed. I can't argue that. I'm looking at it in the motorcycle set, and that's one of the biggest things that it's like they don't ever want to view women as human almost in white sectors. How dare you step into this motorcycle club with these men? You need to sit down and shut up or what have you. Yeah, I'm not with that. I'm not with the Tyler Perry people, but I'm not with that either. Disrespectful, for what? Just to stroke your ego? If you don't get your ignorant behind out my face. Yeah, so I agree. I don't have an argument for that one, Bond. Hey, come with it. I already know, DL. Holla at your boy. I'm ready for you. You stupid, Thomas. Are we talking about the Washington Wizards, Jordan? No, not that Jordan. I'm talking about, when he first came back from the year or 2 year absence or whatever. I think it was 2 years. That Jordan, you know what I mean? After he got like a first couple games in and knocked off that rust. I don't know. People think that this documentary was supposed to make people like Jordan more. It made me hate him more. I mean, he was one of my favorite players, coming up. Biggest reason why I was a UNC Chapel Hill fan. But some of the stuff you find out now, like, he's a pretty crappy person. I don't care. Y'all justify some of the stuff he did. I'm not a big fan no more. 18 months of baseball. Gotcha. Appreciate that, Rick. Basically, in history, some men have copied and personalized totalitarianisms and made it a culture. Okay. And DL is talking about some, I think he was saying true, but it looked like he's speaking some French. He's like, to you, ooey, 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 ooey. But as you can see in the background here, it's saying, the origins of chivalry was about knights and things. And so it really wasn't even, because not all men were knights, which is another thing where they always try to say chivalry is for all men need to do such and such. Who said all men need to do something? And why is there not something saying all women need to do something? Why is it only men? But it was supposed to be, you help somebody who can't help themselves. If somebody was attacking a city or something to that effect, you had knights that would defend you, would protect you. The farmers, the craftsmen, whatever, that aren't fighters. Every man is not a fighter. Some are just not built that way, or some don't desire to, go down that path. Because I think anybody can, but you have to have that heart for it too, and it's not automatic because you're a man. You're gonna magically feel this way. We got all kind of variety, just like we have all kind of variety of women. Every woman doesn't think the same, feel the same, as much as everybody wants to, be lazy and group everybody in one thing, or all men do this, or men tend to do this, and women tend to do this because it's in their nature. Bull crap. You can train, just like Tony was saying, a man or a woman to do whatever you want them to do. Whether they fight it or don't, that's another thing. But they can be trained to do anything. He said, but I'm letting my son listen. He said he is one of that don't like Tyler. Uh-oh. I said, yes. He said, why? I said, he said, because he mailed back. My son said, Mom, if you think about it, he does. Boom! How old is your son? Woo! That's a genius right there. Let him know I said, Tyler, you're a genius in the making. You know, keep it up. Keep up the good work. Because we're following British rule, we still have gripes with people who don't have a traditional wedding, which is a Caucasian British wedding. Yeah, I mean, that's another point, too. Like, who came up with that process? You know, I've heard of unwritten rules where the bride's parents, basically, or the bride's dad, basically pays for the wedding, and the groom's dad pays for the reception. And that it's all focused on the bride. Here comes the bride. You know, the bride has to walk in, and everybody stands up for the bride. Nobody stands up for the groom. They're like, hey, what up, dude? You know, and you go get in your position. But the bride is like, oh, you know, the long procession and the flowers, because, you know, she's so dainty she has to walk on flowers. She can't walk on regular floor. Awesome. 20-year-old young man, another one of our leaders. You know, like my boy Darren. You know, one of our young leaders. Lead the way, young man. You know, take some notes, write some stuff down, fact check. Don't take anybody's word for gospel until you do some fact checking and check them out. You know, do not be at the mercy of just information from somebody else. Get it for yourself. So that's why chivalry is so called for the nice. They manipulate chivalry into all the British ways of royalty. Absolutely. And that's a lot of times when they try to manipulate certain things to fit their agenda versus just being honest and saying you got an agenda. Because they know people will call them out on it. So they try to make it under, like, instead of saying, hey, I want you to do this event. God told me to tell you to do this, because you're not going to tell God no. You know, no different than when you're mama told you to do something. You know, mama didn't tell you to do that. You know, but you're trying to get your brother or sister to do something, and they know, you know, they ain't going to listen if they just tell you, if you just tell them it was you. You know what I mean? You mean the past queens of England that don't have no husband? You know what I'm saying? Like, who was Queen Elizabeth's husband? Did she ever have a husband? You know, usually like king this and queen something. And why do they still have a king and queen in England? Why? Princes. They get born to do nothing. Why? Why do we still have that? Makes absolutely, and we get all, oh, did Prince Harry do this? Oh, did Prince Edward do this? I don't care. Do I know them? Do they know me? Don't care. Tell them I said it. Research the Knights Templar and the expansion of Christianity. Will do. I'm going to get married in pajamas in a swimming pool filled with goldfish. Anybody got something to say about it? You weren't invited anyway. Absolutely. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. You know, because there's no scripture that says this is what you're supposed to do to get married. None. All this stuff is made up. And that's what some people don't want to know. He said the queen lives and can't get married because then the king takes her throne. That's some sort of dysfunctional. But that's what they don't want to acknowledge. They always try to make these things up like these are some written rule or unwritten rules that you can't change and you can't challenge because somebody made them up who's no longer alive, and somehow it's going to be unhealthy for you to not follow some cornball's rule that didn't even know what a microwave was. I'm like, I'm sorry, those rules don't apply no more. No. And ultimately, like I said, at the end of the day, if they work for your household, kudos for you. I just know for me and mine, we're not doing that. And if anyone asks my opinion on it, if you're not contributing what you expect, you are wrong, man or woman. If you want 6 figures and you can't even make 2 figures, you are wrong, whether you guy or girl. Period. She's married now, but she's referred to as the queen because she carries her family's bloodline. So, is her husband considered the king? Like Princess Diana? Yes, in royalty, her having a king, he loses all her riches. She loses all her riches, and he is in charge due to the rank of kingship. Yes, I just don't think that's applicable. I don't think we should have kings and queens anymore. As far as just somebody's born and they don't got to do nothing for the rest of their life. They live in luxury, for the rest of their life, no problems. Joe, long time no see. Welcome, welcome. What's going on, Buffalo Soldier? Appreciate you in the room. We are talking about the origins of chivalry, and hopefully we have cleared up some misconceptions on it. It's not this crap they're talking about today. Stop opening these doors for women. Stop paying the bills for women. Expect them to put the same amount of energy you're putting in. Stop chasing these women if these women ain't willing to chase you. Those things need to be outlawed. No, he does not get the king title because he's a male but doesn't carry the bloodline. How did Prince Diana? She wasn't blood when she got married to Prince Charles. But, well, then again, they get kicked her out after a certain point. But the kids, I guess because they have Prince Charles blood. We don't have kings and queens. We just go along with it just as we do think in America there's a country and not an incorporation of British rule. That's facts. All right, you say you're chilling. If you haven't already, I need you to go to the FreddyChicoShow.com and register as a member so that you can get access to different things that content or whatnot, and so you can submit topics. Also, do me a favor, hit the shop up. Let me know. Hit your boy up. Support your boy. We got shirts, hats, polos, jackets, sweaters, hoodies, all that kind of stuff there. Appreciate you. But if a male with a bloodline marries someone and it is considered, it insert the bloodline to their wives. I don't know the phrasing there, Jason. I don't know the phrasing. The insertion. I don't know. So I've learned a lot tonight. Appreciate it. Learn to be chivalry is just plain respect. It goes both ways. Good stuff tonight. Hey, I got to hard that one up because at the same time, what you're saying there is women can be chivalrous too. Because if it really is, and I'm glad you said it that way, because a lot of women will defend chivalry as like, it's just nice for the man to do that. So then why aren't you nice as a woman? Why aren't you chivalrous as a woman? If all it is being nice and being and respectful and having respect, that either means women have no respect or they should be doing the same thing. And I don't think they thought that through too far. They just think that, if you just, hit somebody over the head with, you need to be nice to me, that people just kind of fall in line. They go, okay, I'll be nice. You don't have to be nice to me, but I have to be nice to you for some weird reason. But yeah, that's it right there. Because when people are like, okay, and I say even in the church, it's like, hey, I need you to help this lady out. Will this lady help me out doing that same thing? Then why am I doing it? No, absolutely not. If we're both equal, Let's do some equal work. Let's do some equal work. Not playing. But appreciate you, Darren. You stayed in pretty cool. And like I said, if you have any questions, if you have any topics, especially on Mondays, I do religious topics on Mondays. Let me know. I try not to deviate too far from what the person submits. So, as a respectful savage, I try to not deviate too far from what you say because I don't want people to be shy away from giving me topics if I reword it too much and take away from what they, originally intended. But I may clean it up a little bit if there's cursing in it and stuff like that because there's no cursing. This is 18 and over adult show, but we're going to keep it clean as much as we can. And I know I have slipped every now and then, But appreciate that, Tony. Because we're knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak stuff over here. Not playing with you. But at the same time, we want to grow and learn. And like Rick was saying, it's like there's so many times we follow behind stuff and realize, later on, we've been doing this for years. For what? Who told us we had to do this? And why did we not check this long time ago? I got you, Jason. He said learning African culture for Americans gets tricky because you have to learn a lot from actual Africans who know because some Americans reject extras. Yeah, because then that's the other thing is everybody wants to put their little spin on it to put their name on it. Well, I'm the one that said we do it this way because when they got the source, they got like, oh, let me take that, let me add a little bit to it, and then now I feel better about telling somebody else about it. Yeah, that can be a problem, and that definitely goes into another topic for another day on just stuff that goes passed down in history that gets altered just a little bit over time, and people are not aware of any of it, and they just run with it, no challenge. And this is one that I'm still working on, but even though people think I'm a respectable savage, why is it when we talk to women, we're almost ingrained to go and talk with a lower voice or a higher octave, or even talking to kids? You don't talk to them with the same tone you talk to an adult. You're like, hey, how you doing? You do all this extra changing because of what? Who came up with that, and why are we following it, to include myself, to this day? So we've been doing this for years because we were taught to never ask questions and stay in your place. Now we actually aren't puppets anymore, so now the codes are being decoded. Thus, new sayings of what a real man does, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I can't stand that real man crap. You're not a real man, especially when they talk about wearing the color pink. Real men wear pink. No, that's just something you say to make guys wear pink and guilt trip them into wearing pink. You can't guilt trip me. I'm not wearing it. I don't care. But appreciate that, Franklin. And again, there's too many castrated men out there. So it's a 50-50 thing. It's on the women on one side and on the men on the other side for being castrated. And a lot of times I say that and people will laugh and be funny about it, but they are the ones that I'm talking about. They'll look me dead in the eye and be like, the first clue is when they go, oh, what do you mean castrated? Meaning your bones got chopped off and they're in your wife's purse. That's what I mean. And they still be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Looking around. Look what you're looking around. I'm talking to you. And it's probably you. And then of course you start to see it, as you continue talking to them for a while. You're like, that's why you can't see it. And I try to give you a benefit of the doubt because I'm being straightforward, but you're not being straightforward. And the next thing you're going to do is try to get a bunch of your dudes together because y'all cowardly can't take me on one-on-one and say some foolishness like, don't we all agree he's kind of over the top and maybe he's angry, maybe he got hurt by a woman and that's why he's saying these things. What woman hurt you to make you dislike women so much? Shut up, castrated man. Like, you be castrated, just be castrated. But don't insult me because you don't like yourself. You know, I got both mine attached. Take my word for it. Yeah, Sugar made a doghouse for men. I don't understand this doghouse. I don't understand the, sleep on the couch crap. No. You can be mad all you want to, but I guess what, we're going to be in that same bed. You got a king size bed. You ain't got to touch. We got a lot of room. You can spread out. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping on a dang couch. Lost your mind. Exactly, Jason. Acute lack of testicular fortitude. I'm going to add that to the list. When they want to ask that stupid question. You have an acute lack of testicular fortitude. I forget. Was it the Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin used to say that? Under the radar, really? Yeah, Chivalry did make corny preachers. I don't know about that last one, the AIDS thing. What are you talking about, Tony? Chivalry made the child support imbalance. Absolutely. They use these old rules because they wanted to take care of the women if the guy left. But the woman can take care of herself because she can get a job. They still want the man to take care of the woman in spite of. Gotcha. Politically correct for no balls. I mean, I don't think balls is like a curse word, but or should I say no testicles. Your testicles have been removed. You had a whatever, I don't know if there's a term for it. It's got to be one, medical term, ectomy, something, testicular-ectomy, testilectomy, I don't know. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And every now and then, Larry will say something that I agree with, but for the most part, he be on some clown stuff. So it's kind of hard to be 100% against that dude because he's corny 100 the majority of the time. But every now and then he says something because somebody else was asking about this, and he actually literally said what it means. I want to say it was to Lizandra. But at the same time, I'm like, but you that corny dude that be trying to kiss women's behind with this chivalry stuff. So, yeah, so he kind of confusing. In your British accent, yeah, do that. Absolutely. He said, I'm a subtle alpha male, so in my life, women leave when I turn the nice off and the alpha. See, but that's the problem right there. And that's just my opinion, Walter. You should be nice after the alpha, not alpha after the nice. Because the nice, they see punk. And I seen the alpha come out. I didn't believe it at first. Because when I was like, look, if people want me to tell them the truth, don't ask me no questions. At first, I didn't see you as an alpha man. But lately, I've even actually been like, yo, who's been pissing Walter off? Because he's not, what I typically would see of Walter. And you notice some people haven't been on in a while. I don't think that's by accident. So, they think nice equals stupid. And so once you show them you're not stupid anymore, now you're a problem. He said, man, chivalry made easy to get what woman, gonna say no to a man giving chivalry. And what woman with something like that always got some dude treating her like a sex is gonna tell a chivalry giving. I don't think that has nothing to do with that. Live, got you. But still, I don't think I had nothing to do with catching AIDS, crack baby. But that's a stretch right there. That's a stretch right there. Um, but excuse me. I appreciate everybody that's been in here. Appreciate y'all. DL, Tony, Walter, Jason, Lizandra, Melvin, Monk, Darren. Did Keita get in? I think Keita was in here for a second. But we're going to do a part 2 Friday on the Racism Exposed because people are still, oblivious, and especially this last little thing here where this former sheriff and his son murdered a black guy jogging. We're going to talk about it, how many white people are still trying to justify it or come up with some excuse for it, and black people as well who are trying to kiss white people's behinds and justify it as well. Rick was in here as well. All right. But that's going to be the topic for Friday. Racism Exposed Part 2. And I might have Joe Rivers. Yeah, I forgot about you over here. I might have a special guest, working on a special guest for that one. So you don't want to miss it. You don't know who it is. Yet you'll find out on that day or find out in the replay. I think that rhymes. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Either you find out that day or you find out on the replay. I'm gonna work on that. But as I said before, you're never too big to learn and you're never too small to teach. You don't have to think like me, but you do have to think. I love y'all. There's nothing y'all can do about it. This is the Freddy Chico Show. I am Freddy Chico, and I am out. Holla at your boy.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico, expose these clowns.